Just outside of the nation's capital in nearby Landover, Maryland. Welcome in. We're getting a look at the enormous Northwest Stadium. Neither team got the start to the season that they wanted. Let's see who can right the ship as Week 2 gets underway. Kick taken in here at the 17. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Back to the well again. And he's going to get him up to the midfield stripe with that run. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
From midfield on 2nd down. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st and 10 from the 41. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Completed over the middle. They drop him with a big hit. At least he's able to hold on for the game, but boy, Brock, what a shot.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
3rd down from the gun. He can't connect with him. Incomplete. Just put it a little too close to the boundary there. So the Giants now going to call on their field goal unit. Ball spotted on that right hash, 53 yards out. Has the distance, but headed well left. No good. continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10.
Unlock line. Bronco switch. Bronco switch. Set go.
Here's the handoff. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Ready? Go.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Gotta figure out this 3rd down here.
Set. 79 Bronco. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Out of the gun, Cousins. This is reeled in by Reed. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
As a play caller, Kate, I would always be a little cautious of a 1st down draw. I like it better when that defense is anticipating pass, when they were only anticipating getting the backfield and making that running back feel the pain.
They go play action here. He's going to loft one deep to the left. Oh, and he can't follow through. He had the deep shot for a moment, Brock, but he bobbled it and drops it.
Oh, that's a major missed opportunity right there. Coverage can breathe a little sigh of relief. They dodged a bullet. Time to adjust and get some extra help on the back end to take away those open shots downfield.
He's looking deep once again. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect, and now they're stuck facing 4th down. The Giants are set to punt, and he's going to have to hit this one from the edge of his own end zone. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. It's a 54-yard punt that time, and the Commanders will go on offense.
Okay, ready?
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48.
Let's go. Riggs. Ready?
Working from the gun, it's Cousins. And there's a man there, it's intercepted. And the Giants get the football on the first turnover of the contest. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Motioning him from the slot right. Wideout's getting involved in the ground game. And he's hit at the line of scrimmage. The run outside returns nothing. The rookie out of UCLA in on the stop.
Chances of stalling this drive defensively seem bleak, but how about now? Look at those odds changing, Kate. Still not great, but you could feel a little momentum on their side. Maybe they can muster it up and get back-to-back stops.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's touched down after a nice pickup there to get the first. One quarter down for these two NFC East teams. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Second quarter about to get underway, and an opportunity to score here for the Giants. They'll run here on 1st down. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
The throw is caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Offense liked how that play went, so they choose to decline the penalty. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Running it after the penalty. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. They don't pick up anything there, and now it's 2nd and goal. He gets another shot here. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
From the gun on 3rd down. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that brings up 4th and goal. So here he is, getting his 2nd field goal look of the half. High percentage look for him here from the left hash.
Well, he moved past that earlier miss pretty quickly here, Kate. Nice to see that. And now he can carry a little momentum with him to end this opening half.
The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Go!
Play action now for Cousins. Able to get it to Reed. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
On 1st down, they'll run. He's got a gain of 6 there. Brought down on the play by Uchenna Nwosu. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Here we go, set!
From the 42. Connects on the crosser. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
Let's go!
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Ready up!
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Straight ahead they go with Piron. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
On the double.
5 men in the secondary for the G-men now, ahead of 3rd down. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. Escapes the pocket. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now from the nation's capital. The Commanders in need of some points before the break. Right on the doorstep now. Here's 1st and goal from inside the 1.
Let's go now.
Kelly is across the line for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders get some late points and the lead. They'll set up here for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders take a 4-point lead. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Pass taken in by Marshall. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Giants will have a 1st down. Here's a throw. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a quarterback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes and how to stay in position, and most importantly, swat that pass away.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He puts everything behind this one. This is caught inside the 15. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along your route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
They'll throw it again. Oh, they got it. Intercepted along the goal line. And the Commanders are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his 1st career interception.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
To the air, Cousins. Hits his running back. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
New set of downs for him at the 38. 1st down throw for Cousins. Reed's got it. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Ready. Set, go.
Now Cousins again. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Go.
On 1st and 10, it's Cousins. On the move, headed right. He's going to keep it this time.
Well, that's an excellent job by the defense. All eyes on the quarterback. When you're playing a quarterback that can escape, well, even though you cover, you still got to cover down and go chase that QB out of bounds before he could get the 1st down.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go, here we go.
They fake the handoff. Now Cousins. He beams one deep right side. And this is incomplete. Could have been a touchdown, but all it is now is a 3rd down.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Trey Tucker to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Set.
Cousins out of the pistol here. Buying some time right. Finds him on the crossing route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory.
Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready.
1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Flush down now to his left. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open or risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down.
Ready? Warrior 70. Connect.
Out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to push one deep. Brought in inside the 20. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. A gain of 27 yards there. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Ready. Set. Hut.
And he got what he could there, only to the 14. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field, nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
60 Eagles. Ready.
Working from the gun, it's Cousins. And that is caught. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders grow the lead coming out of halftime. Lining up now to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders drive their lead to 11. The Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes teams break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back
Into a crowd and, intercepted. And the Commanders, they're going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Not on the same page with his tight end. And it's going to be 2nd down.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately, no connection to be made.
On 2nd and 10, Cousins again. Flushed out of the pocket. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's out just a second shy of reaching the red zone. It's a gain of 29 yards. And the Commanders will have a first.
Here we go. Here we go.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Play action now for Cousins. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
Throwing on 3rd, Cousins. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw. Here in the 3rd quarter, he gets a chance to make up for the miss on his first attempt of the game. This time, well, he is totally dialed in, and he gets this one to count.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Finds him over the middle.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
From the 34. He put everything he had into this one. He's got it at the 30. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
They'll try and punch it in. Runs in for the New York touchdown. The Giants shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Looking to tack on the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Come on, set!
Shotgun snap now to Cousins. He's on the move. Pass is hauled in by the running back. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's the lone back on the handoff. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. From the 36. Forced out to his right. Nice work by the back here. Playing safety valve complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. 6 yards on the play and enough for a 1st. So we're through 3 here. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. And this run's limited to a minimal gain up to about the 44. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
And he brings it in, but got too close to the sideline there. They're ruling him out of bounds. We've got third down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Looking to throw, Cousins. That's caught for the first. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the fourth. Setting up to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. They'll come out throwing. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. No luck finding his receiver that time. And we'll see what they do here on second down. Back to throw. Completed to his running back.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Throwing now, needing a first. That's incomplete on 4th down, and they'll turn over possession.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
First down throw for Cousins. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. And the Giants have some new life in the 4th.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
First and 10, they're going to throw. Connection made to Beckham. And he'll get it up to the 44. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Back now, pressure on its way. The screen pass falls incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. They'll throw it. He lobs it deep middle. This is caught inside the 15. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were.
Oh, no, they get him yet again. Oh, he loses it on the return. They could get this back. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
And there is nothing like a defense taking the ball away for you, right? It's all about the ball. It's all about, you hear me preach that all the time. Get the ball back. Well, they get the ball back with a little extra bonus on that return as well.
And they'll bring him down after a pretty short game. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Ready up.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Come 19. Come 19. Ready. Trap 60. Trap 60. Set go.
Now it's Cousins. Chased out to his right. And there it is. He just kept choosing to go backward, partner. And now he's all the way in his own end zone for a safety. Cannot believe it. Well, I've seen this happen a time or two in my NBA tenure, Brock. A guy checks in, jump ball, takes a dribble in the wrong direction, and then realizes what he's doing. That was an entirely new level.
That was a uh-oh. You know, NFL scouts will call it spatial awareness, and that was... That was a failure of spatial awareness. Makes me want to, Kate, I wish we could have a camera right there on the helmet of that quarterback so we could all see the utter chaos. And then it's desperation. Well, and then unfortunately, it's total failure in the end.
And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Commanders have it as he records the first interception of his young career. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for him.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked on a guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 27 on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
Set.
They fake the handoff. Now Cousins. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it's 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. So that penalty declines. They're happy enough stuffing that last play at the line for no gain. And the Giants going nickel, 3rd down coming.
Ready. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Out of the gun, Cousins. Heaves this one for the back of the end zone. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And go ahead and make this a 15-point game now.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game. It really leaves only one remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30.
19 Lions.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Hey. Buffalo 18.
Second and 10 now. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. All right, one more snap before the 2-minute warning.
Go.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. And the Commanders have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day. First and 10 now from the 30.
Come on. Set. Check go.
First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Now a give on the counter. And they're ready for him at the line. Couldn't manage anything there.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
3rd and long, it's Cousins. Well, he shot his shot, Brock, but they couldn't connect. Trying to find his tight end. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Has the direction, but not the distance. It falls just short. And they can't add 3 to their lead of 15.
Maybe I'm projected here, Kate, but those seem to be the toughest misses. Whether you're in the stadium, watching it online, you're watching it on TV, you're seeing the kick is online, you're watching at field level as a player and everything looks good. But unfortunately, it just falls short.
Great defensive effort to reject that one. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Setting up a throw. Trying to push it deep downfield. That one's caught at the 10-yard line. The Giants using their first timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
Let's go now. 69.
Working inside the red zone. And this one falls incomplete. Still 17 seconds left to play. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So it'll be 2nd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect.
And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
I think it's safe to say his day is beyond repair now, if it wasn't long ago. He just hasn't been reading these coverages at all, and it's clearly not on the same page with his receivers. I think it really is now time to think about his confidence for future games and get him out of this ball game.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's tackled for a short gain. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. To score this as a win for the Commanders. And they draw first.